From Denali beyond Fairbanks lies the land of never night, where even on the swing shift there are no stars in sight. Further south, in Anchorage, there's a midnight ever so slight, that the switchers switch in sunset, where once there was moonlight. They rumble through the evening, for the rails must always sing, where glaciers hang in mountain halls, as if warning everything that the warmth is only fleeting, just a moment in the sun. So move and sparkle while you can, when dawn and dusk are one. Nothing captures the imagination quite like the mention of Alaska. Since its discovery in 1748, civilized man has held this vast northern frontier in awe. In 1923, a golden spike completed what was then called the Government Railroad, and Alaska's vast interior was finally opened for settlement and development. Today's state-owned Alaska Railroad continues a great tradition of freight and passenger service from 3 of Alaska's major ports to Fairbanks, the gateway to the interior and the Arctic. Though the rails stretch over 500 miles from Seward beyond Fairbanks, the railroad is but a tiny scratch on the huge face of the 49th state. The original spike was hammered home in Seward in 1904. From here, the rail stretched for 64 miles over the Kenai Mountains to Portage, near Portage Glacier, where the branch line to the port of Whittier is joined. The next 40 miles runs along spectacular Turnagain Arm to Anchorage, home of the railroad's main offices, major yard, and principal shops. From Anchorage, it's 350 breathtaking miles to Fairbanks via Denali National Park, where on a clear day, Mount McKinley dominates the horizon for hundreds of miles. After a sleepy winter of just a few trains per day, business booms in the summer. Alaska is unique among railroads in North America, still running regularly scheduled passenger trains year-round. Add to that a dozen or more freight and maintenance trains per day during the summer, and things can get busy in a hurry. The person that keeps all of these trains moving is the Anchorage dispatcher. From this quiet office, he has command of the movement of every train on the railroad.
Extra 2808 north of milepost 38, 38 over.
On other major railroads, computers help manage the movement of trains. Signals, much like traffic lights, tell the crews when it is safe to move ahead on the next several miles of track, or when they must slow down or stop if another train is ahead of them. On a single track, these signals keep trains from rear-ending each other, or if a train is coming in the opposite direction, one train will take a siding so the 2 trains can pass safely. On the Alaska Railroad, instead of automated traffic signals, the dispatcher gives each train permission to move verbally via the radio. These instructions are written down by the train crew on what is called a track warrant. For example, the dispatcher will give opposing trains authority to proceed to the most convenient siding for a meet. One train will be instructed to clear the main line by taking the siding. The other will have orders to hold or stay on the main line. After lengthy communication to make sure everyone is clear, the trains pass safely and proceed on their way with new train orders to their final destination or to the next meet. The computer-assisted traffic signals and verbal authority accomplish the same thing. Passenger trains, freight trains, and work crews don't run into each other. Also along the main line, spaced every 10 to 20 miles or so, are little robots called defect detectors. They can detect potentially dangerous faults on the train, like an overheated wheel bearing or cargo that is dangling off the train. After the train passes, the detector actually talks to the crew via radio, warns them if a hazardous situation exists, or says,
Alaskan Railroad milepost 405.4. No defects.
all of these things help to keep the railroad running smoothly. All the better when several 100,000 guests begin to arrive in the middle of May. It's 8:30 a.m. on a typical summer day. A passenger train is ready to roll on each end of the railroad. They will meet in the middle around 2 p.m. We'll watch each train depart and then follow the northbound train from Anchorage.
Dispatch 3 on 12 north, or excuse me, 3 on 12 south, starting the day off good. Left Fairbanks Depot on time. We have 3 out 12, 3 out 11, 14 coaches, TR 802, engineer Hightower, conductor Long, and I'm ready to copy for crew, over.
3636 engine, 3012, 3.12, Fairbanks.
Okay, this will be track warrant number 7, SEVEN to engine 3001, 3001 at Anchorage, ANCHORAGE, period. Put an X in 2, proceed from Anchorage, ANCHORAGE, to Broad Pass, BROADPASS. An X in 7, hold main track at Broad Pass.
Alaskan Railroad, milepost 145.5, axle 66, no defects.
One to portable, over. Now we leave Wasilla, I'll be going real slow. I want to check something. So in case you start wondering, you'll know why. All right, DJ, thank you. Come on. That was 1 highball. 3 hours 1 north, leaving Jalkita.
Earlier in the morning, the southbound passenger was streaking through the wilderness south of Fairbanks.
You guys watch real close. I see lots of people, but I don't see any suitcases.
Yeah, you gotta watch close. Just tourists. They come in by bus. Somebody should be waving if they want.
The northbound tanker train, nicknamed the Ox, has taken the siding at clear so the express passenger train can speed on its way.
detector. Milepost 350.4. Detector working. Alaska Railroad detector. Milepost 350.4. No defects. No defects.
Finally, identical twins meet halfway between Anchorage and Fairbanks. Now, we'll continue the journey south.
And 3012 engine. As soon as they clear us up, we're ready to go ahead here.
Yeah, they're in the clear. 3012 going ahead.
314, you're in the clear, headlight out.
DJ, did you happen to clear our warrant?
No, I didn't.
I'll get it. I'm on my way up. What time did Buddy clear that one?
215, over.
Thanks.
AR dispatcher, Anchorage, over.
3014 south, clear limits, track order number 23 at 5:25 p.m. by Brady, over.
Extra 3014 south, clear limits, track order number 23, 5:25 p.m., over.
That's correct.
Thanks, Ray. That's right.
The southbound passenger has taken the siding for a meet with another named train. This one is a Fox, hauling trailers to Fairbanks. Meanwhile, up north, the other express train is pulling into Denali Park Station.
314, low dispatcher, over. AR 3012
3014 North. Hello, dispatcher. Over.
I'll give him a ring when we leave. On 14, signal your movement and start him ahead.
3014 ahead.
There is another meet scheduled for Clearside. The ox that we saw this morning has turned around and is now heading back south. Once again, the passenger has priority, so the ox takes the siding.
Dispatcher.
Dispatcher, anchorage over.
Clear of 67 at 6:17 p.m. by Shepherd. Over.
Nearly 12 hours have passed, and once again, there is a passenger train at each end of the main line. It's the end of a long, enjoyable day for these passengers. For others along the line, the day is only beginning. Just as the sun seems to never set in June in the north, so the work on the railroad is never done under the midnight sun. Tonight, there are 6 trains between Anchorage and Fairbanks. A gravel train is on its final run of the day near Palmer. Two ox trains, a northbound and a southbound, are making the most of the evening. Likewise, 2 Fox trains are converging. They'll meet around 2 a.m. And 6,500 tons of coal bound for Korea is tiptoeing across the steel bridge high over Hurricane Gulch.
Be doing pretty good up around Talkeeton on them keys.
Crew, I'm going to send Lena up to Willow tomorrow and see how she does.
Fish did you guys catch?
Dwayne caught 2 and his wife caught 2 and we got 3.
You caught a fish?
I broke that ugly old jinx I had. I caught the biggest one, if you can believe that.
You were due.
Way overdue.
Ray, this morning when we went north, that right there at the north switch at Colorado, there was a grizzly standing in there, not quite the size of a Volkswagen, but he was getting close.
Our dispatcher, anchorage over.
2803 South, clear limits track one number 8282 at 1:13 a.m. by Armstrong, over.
A most unique train trip awaits us at Portage. The 12-mile Whittier branch provides the only land access to the tiny port city. We'll commute just like the citizens of Whittier by driving right onto the train. Whittier is the port of entry for much of the freight on the Alaska Railroad, with regularly scheduled rail barges from Prince Rupert, British Columbia, and Washington State. Dedicated freight trains serve the rail barges, and the shuttle makes up to 6 round trips a day between Portage and Whittier. Every day during the summer, you can take the train round trip from Anchorage to Seward. It's a fantastic 4-hour train ride each direction, with an interesting place to visit on the other end.
Street down 15 to the 3019 over.
319 over.
We're getting ready to come into Portage Yard limits. Where are you, over?
Down towards, we're on the Whittier branch and everything's green for you, over.
Okay, thank you very much. 315 now.
19 over.
We're now climbing the steep 3% grade near Grandview. At the top of the loop, you can look back into the valley we just traversed. Before the Whittier tunnels were built during World War II, Seward was a bustling port of entry for the railroad. Now, only coal and tourists come by rail. Your day in Seward could include lunch on the wharf and a tour of Resurrection Bay before the train departs again at 6 p.m.
Yeah, you can see them spinning there, and they trap very small air bubbles in their fur, and that's what insulates them.
We seem to chase the midnight sun westward as we scoot along Turnagain Arm toward Anchorage. After the passengers drift off through the depot, there is still work to be done. There are coaches to clean, diners to stock, and locomotives to service. All to get ready for another busy summer day, tomorrow. But the warm tomorrows are numbered. Summer ends too quickly in Alaska. Soon the eagles will soar over canyons of gold, and the passenger extras will be put on hold. All those who know of winter's brutal toll will be busy stocking up for the cold. When the sun creeps ever so slightly south, under cover of crisp autumn skies, when the Chinooks howl, they leave no doubt, bare trees never lie. The merry-go-rounds come full circle again. Catch the ring if you can. There are diesels humming somewhere in the black night, and summer just slipped through your hand.